Well, he's at it again. If some of you, if you're not aware of Mr. Pastor Robin Bullock, we've talked about him several times. But just last week, week before was Hank Kuhneman. Now it's back to Robin Bullock that's been on Steve Schultz in the Elijah Streams channel, which is a false prophet channel. They all go on there. So we've made that clear. But listen to what Robin Bullock said. I have it pulled up right here. And he was talking about going to heaven and how, and let's listen. He says, I remember one time, I've been to heaven in different throne rooms a few times. He's like Cat Curry. He's been back and forth to heaven and he's had all these experiences with Jesus himself. And he said, every time I was in a throne room, he has a different throne rooms for different things. I watched him create the world one time, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Do you hear that? He said he watched up in heaven, God create the world one time. Now, this guy, if you're not clear, if you're first time viewing me, this guy's a pastor. He has a flock of people that follows him. There's a flock of them on the internet, and they'll stand up to him. I'll probably hear from them as they come towards me for making this message, calling them out. And I keep telling you, this is not people that are not called by God. You watched him create the world one time? Really? And then he goes on to say, and when I got to the end of the throne, but the white throne, he says, is set up about 7 tiers. And when you look down at it, it was massive. And inside of this cube, it was like gelatin, is what he said. It's like the throne. He was talking about, it was like this energy force around the throne, and it appeared like gelatin. And he talked about seeing the beard and this of the Jesus and all of this stuff. And it makes you wonder. I mean, he looks like a hippie guy. And it just makes you wonder, did he have a little too much LSD back in the day? I don't know. But there's something wrong. And there's something wrong if people think that this is the gospel message, that this is what the Bible, if they think that this stuff is in the Bible, that this is what you would call a shepherd, someone that's leading a flock of people, that this is how they're supposed to be. Time travel back and forth to heaven and hell, all of these weird things, claiming that they've actually seen the face of Jesus and all of this stuff. Robin Bullock even had we did a video where I show you it was a cloud. He said it was this cloud in the audience. And then when you looked in the back, you saw Jesus sitting back there with them. And I mean, sometimes it's almost laughable that this kind of stuff goes on, but it's not, because these people are deeply entrenched in deception. I noticed that these people are deeply entrenched. Many years ago, someone talking like this would be ran out of town, laughed out of town. They would not be able to set up shop in a town somewhere talking crazy like that. But now it's everywhere, including the internet. So we get all these false teachers out here that are leading people astray. And Mr. Steve Schultz that sits there on the channel as he invites these guests in. Really? Oh, yeah. And he's just going right along with everything. It's sickening. And then he continues to bring them back on. And you wonder, like, he's got to know, he claimed, that he has this religious life and has grown up in the church and all of this stuff. But yet, he brings on these types of people. So, it's a cause that you just have to, I hate to keep beating the horse, but you have to keep sounding the alarm. You have to. Because as long as there's people out here like this, Robin Bullock, people out here that's teaching this false stuff, people out here that are making claims and making people feel like they're less spiritual because all of a sudden they've got this special connection to God and they can get to heaven anytime they want to and wander around and do all the things up there, and that you're not where they are because you're not doing what they call themselves. Like you're not living holy enough, and you're not doing it, living right and doing it right. That's why you can't experience all of this. Or that God has specially chosen me just to be the one. I get to go back and forth to heaven, back down to hell, come back up, do all of this stuff. You know, it's a mockery made of God, and we'll continue to call it out on this channel. As you know, we talk about issues the church run away from, expose Satan and all his trickery. We'll continue to do that. We got some serious things that I'm going to talk about upcoming, so stay tuned. If you're new, consider subscribing and coming along for the journey. Hit like, because we're moving on, and we'll continue to give God the glory here, and we are not allowing falsehoods to get in on this channel. We'll just speak the truth. Thank you, everybody, for your support. God bless. Have a great week. Until next time, take care.